Kendrick Lamar just wrapped up one of the most selective, stripped down, and strategic tours we've seen in a decade, and he brought no rappers with him. Just one name stood beside his the entire time: SZA. No TDE reunion, no Baby Keem, no PGLang posse cut, just Kendrick and SZA. And if you think that's just a coincidence, you're not paying attention. Because what Kendrick didn't say on that stage, who he didn't bring out, told us everything. While other rappers are packing lineups with their whole crew for clout, Kendrick said, "Nope, it's just me and her." And now that the tour's over, we're finally seeing the message behind the silence. Be sure to like and subscribe, because this tour wasn't just about music, it was about separation, elevation, and rewriting the rules. Now, Kendrick didn't drop a trailer, didn't tweet a manifesto, didn't give a single interview about this tour, and yet somehow, everybody got the message. Because silence from Kendrick? It means something. While other artists flood timelines with behind-the-scenes clips, TikTok challenges, and promo chaos, Kendrick just posted a flyer and vanished. No hype, no rollout, just vibes. And now that it's over, fans are realizing that silence wasn't laziness, it was precision. He wanted the confusion, he wanted the speculation, because when you don't explain yourself, the culture does it for you. Think about it. The entire internet spent weeks dissecting why nobody else was on the tour. Why no guests? Why just SZA? That's power. Kendrick understands that words dilute meaning. He's past the point of needing cosigns or crew appearances. His tour became a mirror, forcing fans, critics, even other rappers to reflect on what they expected from him and what he gave instead. In a world obsessed with access, Kendrick chose mystery, and that silence, it was deafening. Let me know in the comments, what do you think Kendrick was really saying by saying nothing? Out of every artist Kendrick could have chosen, he picked SZA, and not just as an opener, she was his only tour partner. No rappers, no surprise guests, just her. That's not just a decision, that's a statement. Because if this tour was Kendrick's way of filtering the noise, SZA was the only voice he let in. And it makes sense. She's not chasing clout, not beefing, not overexposed. She's in her own lane, just like him. Their history goes deeper than a few collabs. It's mutual respect, mutual growth, and a shared vision of what music can be, beyond genre. Kendrick didn't want a hype show, he wanted a moment. And with SZA, every city got that. This wasn't about bars or bangers, it was about presence, about artistry. SZA brought the soul, Kendrick brought the scripture, and together, they gave the culture something it didn't even know it needed: a reset. No posse, no distractions, just two titans who've evolved past the rap circus. Now where was Baby Keem? Where was J-Rock? Where was the PGLang family Kendrick built from scratch? That's what had fans scratching their heads the entire tour, because if anyone was expected to be on that stage with Kendrick, it was Keem, his cousin, his protege, the one he literally launched PGLang with. But he was nowhere to be found, and that silence, that absence, it screamed. No family ties, no Range Brothers, no shared spotlight. Just Kendrick alone. And that leads to the real question: has Kendrick outgrown the brotherhood he once nurtured? Or is this just how legends move, when they're transitioning from crew leader to iconic figurehead? The truth might hurt, but it's showing. Kendrick's not just choosing features anymore, he's choosing eras. And this era doesn't include the familiar faces we thought were locked in forever. Whether it's creative distance, personal moves, or just a shift in vision, the fact is, Kendrick left the homies behind for this tour, not out of disrespect, but evolution. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this Kendrick going solo, or just shedding old skin? This tour is not about rap, it's about art. If you showed up expecting mosh pits and posse cuts, you walked into the wrong show, because this wasn't a rap concert, this was performance art. From the lighting, to the transitions, to the way Kendrick stood still for whole verses while the crowd screamed every bar. This tour was curated, not just choreographed. It wasn't built for TikTok moments or stage dives. It was designed to make you watch. Every movement meant something. Every pause was part of the statement, and when you look at it through that lens, the missing rappers make sense. Kendrick didn't want rap features, he wanted a gallery experience, something stripped down, intentional, powerful. And SZA? She fit the vibe. She brought energy without chaos, soul without ego. Together, they created a space that forced fans to listen, not just react. Kendrick's always talked about pushing boundaries, but this was different. This was a rejection of the spectacle, a refusal to do what everyone else does, and that's what makes it genius. If you caught one of these shows or just watched the clips online, tell me, was this the most artful tour Kendrick's ever done? Some are asking, is this a silent diss track to the industry? Let's not play dumb. Kendrick knew exactly what he was doing. No rapper guests, no PGLang crew, no surprise appearances to trend on Twitter. And in this industry, that's a middle finger. Because in an era where tours are built like music festivals with 20 openers, 3 influencers, and 1 washed 90s legend, Kendrick went minimalist. Not for aesthetics, but as a rejection of the rap machine, of the industry's obsession with clout sharing, of the idea that every show needs a feature to be valid. Kendrick pulled the plug on all that. He said, "I don't need y'all. I'm bigger than this game." And the message hit hard, especially when you realize how many of his peers are doing the opposite, chasing numbers, chasing clicks, clinging to relevance. Kendrick didn't just leave rappers off the tour, he left the game behind. No merch gimmicks, no album tease, just vibes and vision. And that silence, that empty stage, it's starting to look like a quiet diss to every artist who's still stuck in the loop. Hit that like button if you felt that shade too, and let me know who you think this move was really aimed at. Now, the internet did not know how to process this tour. 1 minute, fans were praising the intimacy. The next, they were begging for features. Where's Keem? Why no TDE reunion? Is Kendrick done with rap? The theories never stopped. Some said it was a snub. Others called it a spiritual cleanse. But that confusion, Kendrick engineered it. He didn't feed the blogs. He didn't drop a post-tour doc. He let the culture argue. And in doing that, he won. Because when the world is still decoding your silence, weeks after the last show, you're not just an artist. You're a myth. Meanwhile, other rappers tried to ride the moment, dropping subs, hinting at tension, tweeting cryptic bars, but none of it stuck because Kendrick didn't respond. He never does. And that restraint, it amplified the noise. The tour might be over, but the impact is spreading. Fans are rewatching footage like it's film school. Critics are calling it the boldest tour of the decade. And rappers, they're either inspired or exposed. Did this tour change how you see the hip-hop live experience? Or was this just Kendrick doing Kendrick? Many say SZA wasn't just a feature, she was the statement. Let's cut the noise. SZA wasn't just the opener, she was the co-headliner, the mirror, the message. While Kendrick stripped the stage of rap guests and crew affiliations, he gave SZA the one thing he gave no one else: space. Not a cameo, not a feature, full sets, shared spotlight, equal footing. And that wasn't accidental, it was intentional. Because if this tour was Kendrick's declaration of independence from the rap industry, SZA was the future he aligned with. Think about it. She's genreless. She's emotion first. She's moving culture without needing to fit in. And Kendrick saw that. He didn't bring her along. He elevated her beside him. 2 artists, 1 tour, no distractions, just storytelling, just art. And by the end, it wasn't Kendrick with SZA. It was Kendrick and SZA rewriting the rules of what hip-hop tours could look like. That's the flex. Not who showed up, but who stayed the whole time. So what do you think this means for the future of hip-hop? Are we entering a new era of solo vision and selective collaboration? Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the video where Kendrick's BET performance changed the entire Drake beef narrative. You don't want to miss it.